Beijing curtailed access by overseas firms to Chinese data sources, at least in part because of a series of reports written by U.S. research institutions that alarmed officials, the Wall Street Journal reported, citing people with knowledge of the matter. Senior officials grew concerned about research by American think tanks based on public local data sources that focused on sensitive issues such as collaboration between the military and private organizations. And the journal reported those reports emanated from sources such as the Center for Security and Emerging Technology at Georgetown University and the Center for New American Security, which was co-founded Kirk Campbell, who is now the White House's Indo-Pacific coordinator. The newspaper said Beijing is moving to tighten its grip on sensitive data as tensions with Washington mount. Despite the administration's push to encourage investment into China this year, investors continuing grapple with a lack of transparency and information across swaths of the world's #2 economy. Think tanks, research houses, and consultancies seeking information on the world's #2 economy have long relied on domestic sources to dive deeper into specific issues and industries. But Chinese services such as Wind Information Co. In recent months stopped providing detailed data on the nation's companies to overseas clients. That coincided with a clampdown on foreign firms that regularly gather information on businesses in the country. Consultancies are under the microscope in particular, with Beijing in recent weeks targeting the local offices of Bain & Company, Minsk Group, and Covision, according to media reports. And the government just last month passed a counter-espionage law that expanded list of activities that could be considered spying. And by taking crucial data off the table, public discourse on China will drift further from the truth. It's a reckless move by China to limit access to the data. Instead, Dakota Carey, a China-focused consultant at Krebs Stamos Group, who previously worked for CSET at Georgetown. The U.S.-China relationship will be made worse by this decision. The Cyberspace Administration in China, the country's powerful internet overseer, notified data providers in March to restrict overseas access to sensitive information such as patents and statistics. The journal reported, citing people who have consulted with Chinese authorities. Organizations received notices in March warning about upcoming restrictions on services, including the popular academic database, China National Knowledge Infrastructure, the University of California, Berkeley, fed in an online notice. Many content types that were previously viewed as mundane have now been flagged by the Chinese authorities to be subject to government review, the university's library said in its notice. The duration of such suspensions is not yet known, but we have been told that access will resume upon CAC, determining that Chinese publishers have addressed their requirements for the review of the affected content types. One report in particular that caught Beijing's eye was a policy brief published by CSET in June titled Silicon Twist, according to the journal. That report focused on this military's access to American-designed chips intended to train artificial intelligence models. The author said they analyzed thousands of purchasing records to formulate their conclusions and describe steps that your government can take to cut off that access. Another from the same center zeroed in on how Beijing employed programs to track and recruit talent from around the globe to boost its strategic goals, the journal reported. The think tank relied on sources, including China National Knowledge Infrastructure, said Lin Weil, a spokeswoman for the institution, but she said it had no insight into what may have triggered information purge. Representatives for the Center for New American Security weren't immediately available for comment outside regular business hours. Chinese data has gradually become less available. Hao Hong, chief economist at Grow Investment Group, told Bloomberg Television on Monday, people learned to get around the issue by using different data sources. But at the end of the day, it's becoming harder to analyze what's going on.